A very good evening, and if I have to say this on this wonderful occasion of the Nippon Odori, I would say Konbanwa, good evening, and welcome to this wonderful occasion when we are going to have a presentation which is in sync and in theme with the overall focus and flavor of Nippon Odori. Nippon Odori is a showcase on dance festivals of Japan. And here at AMA, friends, you have seen yesterday it was inaugurated by the Honorable Consul General of Japan in Mumbai, and we also had the privilege of having the Minister Economic from the Embassy of Japan, New Delhi. And both Honorable Mr. Koji Yagi and Ms. Kyoko Hokugo were so delighted that they said the very concept of Nippon Odori has perhaps been presented for the first time ever, not just in India, but in Japan as well. Because it's not just about educating something on what the dance festivals in Japan are. It is going much beyond. What was presented on the stage yesterday, friends, and this was, I'm so happy that it was YouTube live. And today morning I got calls from friends in Japan because while we were having the presentation here, it was a time before them to go to bed. So they all watched the live performances and enjoyed them. Because for the first time ever, you had both Gujarati and Japanese together doing and presenting fusion performances. Performances of dances, popular folk dances of Gujarat, popular folk dances of Japan, and you know the thunderous applause it won through and throughout. In fact, it was like being in an occasion where people said, once more, once more. Of course, we had limitations of time, so we couldn't do as much, but it was a most memorable evening. And friends, after the exhibition and after the performances, today is the perfect time for having a peep into the real academic and educative experience. And we are delighted that we have amidst us a perfect selection who could have taken up this subject and who has in fact been so thickly engrossed and involved with us in the creation of Nippon Odori. I want to invite on stage Miss Falguni Hiren amidst a warm round of applause. Falguni Ben, please come. And we have named you, and rightly so. Yesterday's performance, we said, of course, today she's dressed in perfect Indian attire, but yesterday she looked almost like a Japanese. She could have been mistaken. And going home, I think Hiren Bhai would have asked, oh, a Japanese model kya thi aa gayi hamare? So we gave her a very appropriately fond name with her letter F, Falguni representing Fujiko. So Fujiko-san. And he was not there to listen to what we addressed him, but I am glad he's today in the audience. Falguni Ben's better half, she's known as Falguni Hiren. So we said, if we make Falguni Fujiko, what about Hiren? So we all thought, okay, if it's Fuji on one hand, it has to be Himalaya. So Hiren is Himalaya. So we have a Fujiko Himalaya today who's going to present. You know what she is going to talk about, friends, is absolutely fascinating, scintillating in the sense, you know, we all think, what are those cultural similarities between the folk dances of Gujarat and Japan? In fact, that made this bonding and the entire presentation of yesterday's performances so exciting and stimulating. So I think we are going to have a beautiful PowerPoint presentation from her, which will take you through this. And to me, the fact that this will also be watched by those who are lovers of dance and cultural performances, they will learn a lot from your research. In fact, she is herself, you know, I decided to give up because if I had to go through all her CV, maybe I would have consumed more than half of your talk time. So I'm not going into that. But friends, it's awe-inspiring. And, you know, I was thrilled because, you know, I keep on talking that, well, I've been there over 4 decades into taxpayer education. But here is Falguni Ben, much younger to me, of course, who's already put in 35 years plus continuous television news reading. Can you believe it? You know, she's gone into the Limca Book of World Records. How many countries she's taken the Indian folk dances? More than 25 countries over the past 25 plus years. I think these are all record-breaking numbers. The number of awards and accolades she has got. But as far as AMA and Indo-Japan Friendship Association has been concerned, I think she's been almost like a family member. And I've known her for a very long time. I've seen artists, and I've seen those who have achieved, you know, something in their own spheres. But somebody who is so humble, so down to earth, so gentle, I think you deserve special compliments for that, Falguni Ben. And that's why you have love and admiration won from all quarters. So to me, the fact, you know, in fact, it's been like 24 hours since yesterday's presentation, and let me tell you, along with the dream that we nurtured, that we want to do this Nippon Odori, the day we thought of it, you know, it was a spark, a vibration, what you would call a spandan. The spandan came that we want spandan. And because of that, we got so many Abhinandan also. Congratulations, yes. For the last 24 hours, the accolades we have got, thanks to you and your team, even while she was in Spain. In fact, we used to have con calls. You know, she was very much thinking about what's going to be happening here and how to take it forward. I think this deep-rooted commitment and involvement of hers matters a lot. Falguni Ben, let's hope we can go many more miles ahead from here, doing so many things creative. Even the last reference I would like to make, you know, these are things that coming extempore from my mind and heart, but I think I need to really present it for her. Even the Aarti in the Zen garden was almost like composed in less than 24 hours. It speaks volumes for your articulation and sense of composition, which everybody appreciated. You also composed so beautifully our theme song of Kemche Konnichiwa. I think these are the real creatives. You know, otherwise somebody would say, okay, Garba to bahut karya. Ras, of course. But then being able to relate and correlate On the Japanese side, we were equally lucky to have our own dear Atsuko-san, our JOCV teacher. But it was wonderful. Thanks to you. Thanks to your Spandan team for all your support. Thanks to your better half, Hiren Bhai, or Himalaya, as I would say, who's also supported us. I would request my dear friend Divesh Radia to please come up, and together, jointly, on behalf of Indo-Japan and EMA, we would like to present this lovely Michiko. Please. Oh, yes. Hiren Bhai, but he's busy taking pictures. Don't worry. I'll take a picture taken. Come. Together. This will be, yeah, I can give it here. And a small book from EMA. So with these few words, it's all yours. And please,
Mukesh Bhai, thank you very much for a very, very elaborated introduction. It's a great honor to have it from such a personality like yours. In fact, before starting the presentation, I would like to take 5 more minutes. Going back for yesterday's experience, I would like to thank AMA first of all for giving us this opportunity to associate with you and being able to create something which gave us also the satisfaction. We also enjoyed the journey as well as the D-Day. Thank you very much. And I would also like to mention, because of AMA, it was a challenge given to me to create a course on Garba last year during Navratri. And I had never thought of, never done it before, but I took it as a challenge and developed a Bakaida course on Garba. So we are teaching Garba in NIFT, not only practical Garba, but we have also designed a course of 28 hours, which has the theory, and we teach them the theory, and we also take their exam and like we assess their papers also. And this was also one of those challenges that we have to find out the similarities between two cultures, and especially Japan. I had only known Japan as the country of Ukto Suraj, Enu Kimono, Japan no Haiku, and a country of culture, the people who love culture. This was the only thing I knew about Japan, very honestly. But after this proposal, we started thinking about Japan, અને આમ હું એવું કહી શકું કે જાપાન સાથેનું મારું એક્ટિવ એસોસિએશન હજી 1 મહિના પહેલાંનું જ છે, જેમાં વધારે ને વધારે ઊંડા ઉતરતા ગયા, એમના સંસ્કૃતિ વિશે વધારે જાણવાની ઈચ્છા થઈ, એમના ડાન્સીસ વિશે જાણવાની ઈચ્છા થઈ, and we started going deep down into the cultural information about Japan. So thank you very much for this opportunity also, and I'm really honored with your exorbitant introduction. Thank you so much. I thought that it was too much. I would like to say my name is Falguni Hiren, and we are running the Spandan group since last more than 3 decades, 3.5 decades now. And with your permission, we start the presentation for today. Can you please? So, hello, good evening. Kem cho, konnichiwa. We are going to share some of the information that we have come to know about it, and I thought which are very, very similar and very interesting. That is why we selected the picture also with two female dancers, one a Japanese and one Indian, maybe Gujarati. The unknown and the infinite existence, Brahmand jene kahiye છે. The known magnitude, solar system jene આપણે ઓળખીએ છીએ. Our huge planet, Mother Earth. આપણી પૃથ્વી આટલી મોટી છે અને તેમ છતાં Mother Earth is also just a small part of the vast and infinite universe. And Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The whole world is one family. This concept, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, is mentioned in our Purana. Are we all okay with English or should I start in Gujarati? Huh? Yeah.